Good morning, Dragonites, and welcome to another unboxing. You may have, it's probably been about a week ago, I posted a picture of this MSI GTX 1080 Ti as a joke that it was part of the desk PC we're building. Good morning, by the way. It's early. So if I stumble, on my words or anything, please forgive me. But yes, I posted a picture of this and said it was for the desk, and made a joke, and actually it's for the client's Final Fantasy X build, and I'm gonna be doing a custom backplate with a outline of Cloud's sword. So I have my handy unboxer right here. But I actually don't need this because the phrase of today is, if you first you don't succeed, try again. And that's because a couple days ago I tried to record this video. It was in the morning, and instead of, I put it on video, I hit the button record, but somehow it was on picture, and so after the whole video I went back to go look at it, and it was just a picture instead of a video. So here we are again. I verified that this time it's actually recording. So we'll dive right into this. It's a beautiful card. I will say the MSI Gaming line of their graphics cards is one of my favorites in regards to aesthetics. One, because of the dragons. Obviously, I have a thing with dragons, if you can't tell already. But two, the red and black and the way the design is, and we'll look at it a little bit closer. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Obviously I don't need my trusty unboxer because I already cut all the plastics and stuff for the first time I tried recording this video. So you won't get quite first reaction out of me, but pretty close. So I'm going to see if I can do this. I don't know what's going to be in frame for you guys, and I apologize. But, okay, so ripping into the box, you get a thank you and a register. So you register your products. Always register your electronics. That's how you can validate warranties, and if there's any paid content that comes with it, like if you get a game or something with the graphics card or motherboard or anything like that, you have to go through registration to claim that stuff. In this pouch, it's got the trusty MSI logo on it. If you open it up, you have the handy quick user guides, and this is just basically a pictured tutorial. It's actually quite large. I didn't open it up on the first video, but it just kind of gives you some warnings, some stuff like that, and it's got some pictures on, general installation of the graphics card. Which, for a first-time user, if you're, upgrading your graphics card or something like that, it's a handy tool to have. If we move on, you get a little bit of product advertisement, some decals here. The twin frozer, you got the little shield here. So that's always nice. I mean, you usually normally get that in whatever product you buy, just because brand placement is all about marketing, and marketing is all about sales, and sales is all about them staying in business. So support everything marketing wise. I understand the woes of marketing. Right here, I think this is kind of cool. Lucky the Dragon Computer Workshop. It's actually a little comic book. I will probably end up reading this at some point. Not on this video, because I will save you that. But I think it's kind of cool they got their little comic book about the graphics card and stuff. And then of course your handy CD drivers and stuff. Obviously, if you don't have a CD drive like most computers don't nowadays, you just download them from the internet. slide all that back together for the client to use. We have this trusty little box compartment right here, and this what's in it right here is a 8 to 6 pin adapter, or a 6 to 8, sorry. So from your power supply, if you don't have 2 8 pins, you plug one 8 pin into the graphics card, and you plug your 6 pin PCIe power, and you can plug the other side, which is an 8 pin, and they convert it simply by bypassing a couple of the pins. I imagine they're probably like check steps for power or something, so it just kind of checks itself and returns and loops back. Moving on to the graphics card. One of my first impressions on this graphics card is the size. But not only, the size in the, traditional sense of, the width and height and everything, but it's fairly decent weight. Until I had installed my 290, which is an older card, it's not extremely big, but until I had that one, all my graphics cards were fairly slim and trimmed down, so I never really understood the problem of GPU sag. I mean, obviously I saw pictures and stuff like that, but I never really understood, and just feeling this card and just feeling the weight of it, knowing that this bracket right here is, and then of course the connector here, is the only thing holding this up, like, it's no wonder why this corner right here always sags on these cards. And that's why in PC Tech and stuff like that actually made the brackets that go underneath to actually hold this thing up, and hold it straight and support it. Obviously GPU sag is bad if you have a motherboard that's not prepared for that, like the MSI and the Armor PCI slots that have the metal reinforced on the outside, and it's soldered overkill, so it's a really stiff connection here, and you don't get any play in the actual connection. For connectors on this thing, we got, looks like 1 DVI, 2 HDMIs, and 2 S-Video ports. Or not S-Video, sorry about that, display ports. Which actually, that's the HDMI, that's the display port. I'm backwards. But all the connectors you need to pump out some really good resolution. Now here on this side is the 2 8-pin connectors for power that I was mentioning before. Also on this end you have the SLI bridge connectors, and obviously if you're doing this in SLI, like I really hope you have a good heavy workload that you need to do or something like that, because an SLI of 1080 Ti's would be crazy, at least at this point in the games that are out right now. Hopefully you're doing some GPU rendering, or heaven forbid Bitcoin or something like that. But coming back to the aesthetics, so the thin blades of the fans is just a very nice touch, and just instead of just a couple fans, but the aesthetics wise, just this angled design that follows its way back across the shroud is one of the things I really like about it. And then of course it has the black and red transition and the 2 separate parts, but in the black spot it's actually got these red pieces right here that if I remember right off the top of my head, they're gonna light up red, which is fantastic. Some of the older models I believe didn't, and they just were painted the MSI red here. Just not too long ago, just recently, I posted a picture of a computer, a double, as I call it, a double dragon, which is a cube scratch built case. I mean, it's built completely from scratch. Pulled some the motherboard tray is from a very old computer and stuff like that, but the exterior of the case is all scrap built out of pieces of metal. But the MSI cards is like the one that I would want to put in there, especially if I don't water cool. If I don't end up water cooling that computer when I finish it, I definitely want to go MSI the gaming series just for this look. It's a reverse ATX, so the fans here will actually be showing. If you look in the computer, a normal configuration, you see the backplate, and that's why, you know, when they started doing the backplate, is so you have something, you know, pleasing to look at when you look in and see the computer. You know, the bad thing about reverse ATX is normally all the lettering and everything is backwards, because they cater to a non-reverse ATX configuration. Normally you have to like mod it and, you know, try to flip the lettering around, or you cover this up and put lettering, new lettering. The logos like this, you know, you have to flip them around and do all sorts of things. So, but the plan for this GPU, this 1080 Ti, is we're going to make a custom acrylic backplate. We're going to paint it red. It's going to match the MSI red, like his front panel logo here. So it's going to be this color red, which, I mean, it's a little more glossy, obviously, than this red, but I mean, it's still a pretty good match. It's a little more bolder red than what they use, but it's going to be a plate that's going to run the entire length of the card, and then in the middle, in black, it's going to be a tribal version silhouette, whatever you want to call it, of Cloud's sword. And I don't actually have the mock-up for that. But so that's the plan with this. I love this graphics card. This is the first time holding a graphics card that's, you know, worth more than just a few $100s. So when, you know, he sent this in the mail, and I just happened to look up the price, and I was like, oh, wow, it's almost $1,000 just for a graphics card. I think my most expensive graphics card I've ever bought was a Quadro 1700, I believe, and that was, going on almost 10, 11 years ago. So, I mean, it was definitely pricey. And I bought it, you know, going for the quad processors and stuff like that, and that was really before I did too much looking into, you know, if that actually helped gaming or not. Sometimes it actually, with some games, it didn't help a lot, and it was kind of like a poor graphics card. And that was before I did, you know, all my rendering and stuff like that, so I really didn't need all that. But it was fun to have. It was fun to, you know, just have that status of, yeah, I got a quad, you know, a Quadro graphics card. It was a Quadro FX 1700, I believe. But overall, really nice design. Like I said, the MSI Gaming series aesthetics are my favorite. And yeah, we'll make this custom backplate. Keep an eye out for pictures. I'll post pictures of the process as we go through it, from the designing, the measuring, the cutting, the painting, and then getting the design in place. So keep an eye out for that. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions about the card, or any other question regarding modding, how do I get started, shoot me a message. Like and subscribe to the channel for more content, where I'll, you know, continue pushing out videos as we, you know, have the means to, and, you know, something to show you guys. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. It's been a fun morning, and I hope the day continues to get better, and the day is a great hump day for everyone else. But this has been Dragon, signing out.